Welcome. Thank you for coming today to our Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm calling us to order. Next up, I'm opening up our citizens' general discussion. If anybody's here who would like to speak about anything in general, now would be the time to do so. Okay, go ahead and closing the general discussion. Next up is to consider approval of the May 15th, 2024 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the May 15th, 2024 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All right, next up, public hearing, case number RZ 2024-008. Applicant Trace Property Investments LLC is requesting a rezone of property located at 978 Old Hyco Road, being parcel R17600A0196, Dupuy, John B. House, STG and MH Site, Junior Miller of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas, from B2 Retail and Commercial to R3 Multifamily Residential. Mr. Kinlan.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. This property has a current zoning of retail and commercial B2, with future land use also being retail and commercial. The applicant is requesting a rezone to R3. He's looking at a apartment building, and we've had discussions about the zoning for R3. In fact, when he first applied, he was considering either townhomes or apartments, but we explained that it had the zoning was either R2.5 or townhomes or R3 for apartments. So he is actually requesting R3 with the preference to build apartments. The property has water and sewer available on Old Hyco Road, and no additional right-of-way will be required for this development. Looking at the map, you'll see that there are already R3 properties in the immediate vicinity. He's just acquiring the property to the north and expanding that R3 by that one parcel line. With that, ma'am, I'd be glad to answer any questions. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Steve?
How many units are we looking at here?
I think roughly about 24 is about all you're really going to get in there. It's an acre and a half, a little less than that, but I think the time you get your parking and maybe a little water retention in there, you'd probably be about it.
Other
Thanks.
questions? All right, sir, you're the developer?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I don't know
Yep.
your name. Do you have anything that you would like to add about this?
No, ma'am, I don't believe so.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this rezone request? Okay, I'll close the public hearing. Commissioners? We need a motion.
Make a motion that we approve case number RZ 2024-008.
Second.
I'm gonna give it to this guy. Do we need to discuss? All those in favor of recommending to council approval of this rezone request, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so your next stop is city council, and they will make the final decision. Thank you very much. All right, case number RP 2024-001, applicant Matthew Price with Price Surveying, acting on behalf of Brian and Kristen Sundberg, is requesting a replat of properties located at 1167 West Frey, parcel R32264, being Lot 2A, Block 6, and 1165 West Frey, parcel 32265, being Lot 2B, Block 6 of the S4400 Kite, second edition of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Property owners are asking to replat this property, or these two parcels. They will take 50 foot off of the frontage on the north end of the two parcels. So the lot will measure 50 by 104 foot deep. Currently, the property is zoned R3. Future land use is R1 single family. With R3 zoning, you can have it allows for single family construction, and the single family construction lot dimensions are 50 by 100, so the reparceling and replatting this property would meet those minimum lot dimensions. Staff recommends approval of the replat, and with that, be glad to answer any questions.
All right, any questions?
What's the purpose for the replat? Single family?
That's going to be the limitation.
Okay.
Of the lot because of the minimum lot dimension requirement for R3 zoning.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, is the developer here? Okay, I'll go ahead and open, what, yeah, well, do I need to open a public for a replat?
Yes.
Yes, all right, go ahead and open a public hearing for this replat. Does anybody here wish to speak in favor or against? Closing the public hearing. Commissioners, we need a motion, and this is a motion to simply decide, right? This doesn't go to council.
Does not go to council.
I move that we approve the replat for case number RP 2024-001.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of approving this replat, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, moving on. Case number PP, is it meant to be PP 2024-001, applicant Reese Flanagan, representing Teresa Grieg with GFL 2 LLC, is requesting preliminary plat of property located at 200 Clark Lane, parcel R29908, acres 11.870, S2 600, City Edition, Block 85, Lot 1 and 2A, PTS OF of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas. Mr. Killen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You may recall this property was rezoned about 2 years ago. There was a preliminary site plan submitted at that time. Since then, the property's been acquired by the current owner, so it transferred from the person that had it rezoned to this property owner now, and they are basically wanting to move forward with the townhome development that was originally presented. So staff's been working with Mr. Reese Flanagan, representing the owner, and we have discussed this preliminary plat. You can see you have a pretty lengthy list of conditions that we would place on the preliminary plat. As you know, a preliminary plat is not to be recorded. It's just to lay out the site plan and the development. And then once all the public improvements are completed, a final plat would be brought back for approval and recordation. So what this will do is basically we're asking for approval with the following conditions, and then the project will move forward, and before the final plat is completed, these conditions will have to be met. So basically it's asking for approval of preliminary plat with these conditions. Mr. Flanagan and I have spoken about this, and he is aware of the conditions that we have illustrated on the staff report.
Okay, any questions for Steve?
I was going through the conditions, and I'm gonna ask about that easement for the sewer line. Is that gonna require an encroachment agreement from the city? Any kind of, have y'all discussed that, about having the corner of the property encroaching within the easement?
It's a great question. The answer is yes. We're in discussion with the developer on that. And so one of the conditions actually speaks of any easements or right-of-ways that have to be granted to the city and must meet the engineering standards manual, the requirements of the engineering standards manual. And Mr. Flanagan is here tonight if you have any specific questions relating to the project itself. But basically, what these 17 conditions provide is everything that we have not discussed through the review process. We have placed on here as a condition because the civil plan set is still under review. So I feel that we have every I dotted and every T crossed that could come up, and we work with Mr. Flanagan on a routine basis, so he's familiar with all of those processes and requirements.
Yes, sir. I figured you did. You know I had to ask, though. I'm the
Yes.
easement guy.
All right, any other questions for Steve? All right, Mr. Flanagan, do you have anything you want to add?
Just to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Flanagan? Thank you. I'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Does anybody wish to speak in favor or against this preliminary plat? Closing the public hearing, commissioners.
I recommend approval of PP 2024-001 with staff conditions.
Second.
All right. All those in favor of approving PP 2024-001 with conditions, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes. I think we've done better. Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn. Second.
We're out. 10 minutes, that's not bad.